Hi, this video is to teach the grammar for the past continuous. It's a very important tense. Now this picture might help you to understand. What do we have in this picture? We have a police officer talking to a lady, and they are in the road because there are cars behind them. So maybe this lady was in a car accident and the police officer wants to know what happened. So we might see this sentence: I was driving home when the car hit me. I was driving home when the car hit me. Do you understand this sentence? We have two things happening in this sentence: was driving and hit. This was driving is past continuous and hit is past simple. So why do we use past continuous? Well, let's look at this timeline. We have two things happening. They're in the past, but the driving is something that happens over a long time. And then the car hit and it stopped the driving. So this is one of the ways we use past continuous. It is for a long action and then another action happens the same time and stops it. The car hitting stopped her driving home. Now she's talking to the police officer. So this is one of the main uses of past continuous. Two actions together. Another one, if you look down here, I was driving home at 6 p.m. This is when we give the time that something is happening. So we're saying at 6 p.m. or 6 o'clock, I was driving home. It's an action at that time. And then another way of using the past continuous is the background to a story. The sun was shining and I was wearing my glasses. Now those two things happened together, but one didn't stop the other, and it just describes the things that are happening at the start of a story. So, how do we form the past continuous? So we have I was driving. This is subject, was, and the verb ing. I was driving. If we change it to you, we change were. You were driving. And he is was and we is were. For the negative, we put not. I wasn't driving home at 6 p.m. And the same for you, you weren't driving home at 6 p.m. We put the not after was. For the questions, like in other tenses, we swap the subject with the auxiliary. So we move you after. So we have when were you driving home? And of course we change it for he or I, or when was I driving home? Another important thing is time words. So in this one we have when. I was driving home when the car hit me. But if you change it round, you can also use the words while and as. So the car hit me while I was driving home. The car hit me as I was driving home. You put those words before the past continuous, but when you can use before or after. Then we also have state verbs. Now you might have seen these before, but there are some verbs that we don't use in continuous. And these are things that are not actions, like know, like, want, need. These kind of words are not used in continuous. So you cannot say, I was knowing all the answers in the test. You can't use this. Okay, so this is the form and the use of the past continuous. So this was the past continuous. I was driving home at 6 p.m.